One of the hardest truths to accept about narcissists is that they do not think, feel, or process the world like emotionally healthy individuals do. To those of us who possess empathy, integrity, and a natural concern for others, it's instinctive to just assume that all people have an internal moral compass, one that guides them towards fairness, mutual respect, and the ability to recognize when they have hurt someone. But narcissists operate on an entirely different playing field, one where morality is meaningless, fairness is irrelevant, and power is the only currency that matters. And if you have a narcissist or a sociopath in your life, understanding this fundamental truth is critical for healing and self-protection. And in today's video, we are going to take a deep dive into this topic and explain in detail how differently people like you and I think and process information, and how a narcissist does, and how you can take your power back. But first, if you're new to this channel, I'd like to take a moment and welcome you and invite you to please subscribe and be sure to hit that notification bell because I put out new videos every week. Also, if you are interested in private one-on-one narcissistic abuse recovery coaching sessions with me, or if you are interested in getting more information about my new course and private community, both links are listed in the description below. So today we are talking about why narcissists will never think like you or process information like you, which ultimately means they will never behave in a manner like you do, from a place of honesty, integrity, and fairness. You have to understand that narcissists operate from a system where self comes before all else, because at their core, narcissists are driven by an insane need for control, validation, and they want to be treated as if they are superior. And unfortunately, these needs override everything else, including honesty, compassion, and emotional accountability. When dealing with a narcissist, it is critical to understand that their mind functions in a way that is foreign to emotionally healthy people. First of all, they do not see others as individuals with emotions, dreams, or inherent value. They see people as objects, something that is there for them to be used, exploited, and manipulated to serve their needs. And if they determine that you are unable to meet their expectations, then they believe they are entitled to discard you, essentially throw you away as if you were a broken or useless appliance. They truly do not view other people any differently than that. People are objects to be used and exploited, period. They also do not feel genuine guilt or remorse for the pain that they cause. They only experience frustration when their actions no longer yield their desired results. They do not feel bad for the horrible ways that they treat other people. They have no internal moral compass that keeps their behavior honorable like we do, nor do they experience any type of internal need to hold themselves accountable. And they do not care about fairness or honesty unless it benefits them personally. So if they perceive a personal advantage in being fair or appearing reasonable, they will play that part. But it is always a performance, and only if it benefits them personally. It's never coming from an authentic principle that they live by. For a narcissist, every interaction is a transaction, and their ultimate goal is always winning. Nothing in the world is more important to a narcissist than winning. I don't care what the specific circumstances are. So winning might mean gaining control over a relationship, maintaining an illusion of superiority, ensuring they remain unaccountable for their actions, or destroying another person's life and reputation that they feel threatened by. Nothing is more important to these people than winning in every situation that they encounter. So now what survivors need to understand is that trying to reason with a narcissist is an exercise in futility. It is pointless and is a complete and utter waste of time, because their worldview is rooted in manipulation, exploitation, and is solely based on self-interest. Trying to engage with a narcissist using logic, fairness, or moral reasoning is futile. Essentially, you must understand if you go into an encounter with a narcissist expecting them to respond with empathy, it would be like expecting a predator to reconsider its hunt because its prey is suffering. It simply doesn't align with their nature. So appealing to their sense of fairness, useless. They see fairness as a tool to exploit, not a principle to uphold. Trying to make them understand your pain, meaningless. Your emotions are an inconvenience, not something they feel responsible for. Or if you are hoping they will acknowledge their wrongdoing, that is very, very unlikely. If admitting fault doesn't serve their agenda, they will either deny, distort, or shift blame onto you every single time. This is why victims of narcissistic abuse often find themselves trapped in an endless cycle of arguments, justifications, and just emotional exhaustion. They keep hoping that if they just explain things in the right way, if they just make the narcissist see how much damage they've done, then maybe, just maybe, change will follow. But take it from me, that moment never comes, and it's never going to come. So what should someone do when dealing with a narcissist? How do they take their power back? Your power lies in acceptance and in protecting yourself from the narcissist games. You must understand that a narcissist will never think like you do. They will never use logical reasoning skills. They will never prioritize honesty and fairness in any circumstance, unless, of course, it benefits them personally. And in coming to understand and accept this fundamental truth, it truly will become transformative for you. It allows you to stop waiting for something that will never happen. It liberates you from the desperate need to be understood by someone who will never offer real understanding. Instead of wasting time trying to change a narcissist, your energy must shift to providing yourself with the validation you crave and protecting yourself from their selfish, ridiculous games. So that could mean you set firm, unbreakable boundaries. Or it might mean detaching emotionally from their manipulation and tactics and recognizing them for what they are. It could mean refusing to engage in never-ending battles you cannot and will never win. You finally realize and accept the truth, which is when a narcissist argues, they are not seeking resolution, they are seeking dominance. You have to accept that you will never get the closure you want from them, and that true closure comes from within, not from a narcissist's validation. A narcissist does not need to agree with your reality for it to be real. They do not need to acknowledge the harm they caused for it to have happened. And they will never, ever become the person you wish they were. And once you accept this truth, that is when you take your power back. So in closing, a narcissist's psyche is structured around entitlement and superiority. They do not see others as equals. They see them as inferiors to control or threats to eliminate. Their worldview is inherently different from emotionally healthy people. They truly believe they are at the top of the hierarchy, and everyone else exists to serve, admire, or accommodate them. This is why they do not respect boundaries, do not acknowledge your feelings, and do not believe that your needs should ever come before their own. And your power, freedom, and eventual happiness and well-being lies in understanding and accepting this fundamental truth. All right, that's going to do it for today's video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel. Also, follow me on my other social media platforms. The links are in the description below. Thanks for watching, everyone.